This is Big Ramy Mamdouh Elssbiay at the 2015 Mr.Olympia event. He hit the stage bigger and badder than ever. He placed 5th, just underneath Dennis Wolf. He returned the very next year, leaner than ever. Now, was this a better version? Not in my opinion, no. Big Ramy should be, well, just that, big. He did place 4th here, as opposed to 5th the previous year, but there was no Dennis Wolf, and that was the only guy that placed ahead of him. So really, he didn't place any higher, if you think about it that way. But in my opinion, this is an outstanding comparison from mean to lean. Big Ramy, he must be 20 pounds heavier here in 2015. But is he better? Well, there are points about this 2016 version that are going to be superior. Look at the way he is even holding himself. He's holding himself like Big Ramy in 2015 with his lats, and he's crouching down in 16, flexing his abs more, and he's accentuating that. Of course, his legs are half the size in 2016, so perhaps he did take a lot of people's advice. His calves actually may look a little bit bigger here, but I think that's the lack of size in the quads. He really got lean. But is that advice the right thing to do for Big Ramy? Judging by the front double bicep, I would have to say no. I think the silhouette, the V-taper, and those awesome legs, coupled with, of course, the larger arms, just defeats the six-pack look of this lean Ramy in 2016. Much leaner, but in my opinion, not as good. There's certain physiques, like for instance a Sean Ray or a Patrick Moore, that should come in lean, shredded like this. But a Mamdouh Elssbiay or a Nasser Elssonbody, or in my opinion a Ronnie Coleman, they need as much size and conditioning, just mass, muscle on top of muscle, to dwarf and defeat your opponents. The front lat spread is an equally telling tale, really. But of course, the lean versions are always favored in this pose because of the smaller waist. And he has quite a small waist in 2015, I must say. And of course, the lag development, that alone creates a much smaller waist visually. Now, your waist doesn't actually have to be smaller. That coupled with the much larger lats. Now, we've seen that in the front double bi, and even in the front relaxed. His lats, his legs, he is clearly much more of a man than he was in 2016, or than he became, rather, in 2016. Wow. These side shots, or at least in this side shot, this is the most telling tale of all. From the calves to the quads to the hamstrings, even in the glutes. Now, I thought for sure he would be more striated in 2016 in that area. He looks harder in the midsection and even in the glutes in 2015 here. Clearly the better version. Take a close look, guys, at the arms. It's a night and day difference. What happened to his training? Now, the power of dieting really ate into them muscles. So whoever he was listening to, he must not have been watching him, or I don't know. Anything can happen. Of course, in the side tricep, that midsection, he looks like a Greek god here for sure in 2016. And any judge worth anything would give 2016 the win here. That midsection, and that is the only thing keeping 2015 back from a victory here, because clearly the arm, the tricep itself, a lot bigger, but you're sacrificing that midsection, and that's too much. Turn around, and he is a colossus in 2015. And we all know what happened the year after 16 as well. He went back to this more large version, and that would be a pretty interesting comparison. 15 versus 17. And he placed second in 2017. So he definitely went back to the mass. He knew he placed higher in 2016, but that was because of the lack of Dennis Wolf. He knew that, and I think he knew he could see the writing on the walls. The mass is what he needed. The rear double bicep pose, nice lower back for 2016, of course. But really, guys, look at the glutes, the hamstrings. He appears to be in better condition. Look at the size difference of the traps. Are you kidding me? He was a full-blown big Ramy here in 2015, and a minute, minuscule, lean Ramy in 2016. Of course, the ab and thigh is going to favor 2016, right? Well, the abs actually look definitely comparable. I would say, I'm not going to say they're better in 2015 because that's not the case. Much more deeply cut is the midsection of Lean Ramy, but Big Ramy wins even this pose because of the thigh difference and the V taper difference. Those lats, twice as large for 2015. This is an eye-opener, like a shot of vodka first thing in the morning, which I don't recommend, but hey, if it's your day off, why not? The most muscular, of course, I saved this one to the end, but I would have anyway, even if I did jumble up the order of the poses, which I don't like to do, really, at all. I think you guys get used to a certain schedule. But the mass of the delts, the pecs. But look at the head. His head looks bigger. And I say that all the time, I know. But it's true. He looks like he has a little tiny head on top of a mountain for 2015. And with all due respect to you, Mamdouh Elssbiay, Big Ramy, he kind of looks geeky in 2016. And he really looks geeky in this pose, in the other version of the most muscular. And I hate to sound like that, like I'm making fun of somebody. He's Big Ramy, Mamdouh Elssbiay, making a video celebrating his versions, for goodness sakes. But you have to admit, kind of looks like a wiener, let's face it, for this crab position, most muscular in 2016. And that's only because I'm comparing it to this mean, beast-like, just colossus that is Big Ramy 2015. Look at the traps, the delts. Even Big Ramy would admit that he kind of looks geeky and a little iffy in 2016. So at the end of the day, guys, I'm sure there will be some sticklers for the conditioning and the leanness that would go for 2016. But really, the traditionalists would see the conditioning of those glutes and would argue that perhaps 2016 is, or 2015 rather, is a total better version, size and conditioning. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, hope you enjoyed this little eye-opener of a comparison. And hit thumbs up on the channel and subscribe if you haven't already either. And go ahead and find me on Instagram. I'm sure there's lots of back behind-the-scenes pictures of Marx Max Muscle and training footage that would be interesting to you guys as well. Have a good day.